If Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry turns into mental looping, it's usually because the mind replaced attention with thinking. Many people believe they're going deeper when they think more clearly, more subtly, more spiritually. Ramana said that's exactly where inquiry stops. Here's the core problem. Thinking can observe thoughts, but thinking can never be the observation of the thinker, because the thinker is just the I sense you're taking to be yourself. What matters is bare attention to the I sense. That's what Ramana points you back to. That's why thinking is not self-inquiry. You ask, who am I? And within seconds you're thinking about awareness, judging your state, checking if it's working. Now let's be clear about what thinking means here. I'm not talking about confused or scattered thinking. I'm talking about refined, intelligent, even spiritual thinking. This includes analyzing your experience, describing awareness, explaining non-duality, watching your thoughts and commenting on them. Even the quietest, most subtle mental activity is still thought, and thought can only look outward, at objects, at experiences, at ideas. It cannot turn back on itself. This is where Ramana's distinction becomes crucial. Self-inquiry is not a mental process. It's not cognition, it's attention. The mind can report what's happening, it can describe, it can analyze, but it cannot turn back on itself and see who it's thinking. That's why Ramana didn't ask you to think about who you are. He asked you to notice the sense of I before thinking begins. That noticing is not a thought, it's prior to thought. The question, who am I, is a pointer, not a process to complete. As Ramana put it, when other thoughts arise, ask to whom. The answer is to me. Then, who am I? And let attention return to that I sense. When attention rests in the I sense, the questioning drops. What remains is simple, I am. So why does thinking feel so convincing? Because thinking gives you something to track. It gives you conclusions. You can measure your thoughts. You can feel like you're making progress. Inquiry offers none of that. Inquiry gives no commentary, no reliable conceptual progress report, no neat conclusions. Silence feels empty. It feels unproductive. So the mind replaces it with thinking and calls that inquiry. This is exactly how looping begins. Here's a simple way to tell the difference. If you can describe what you're doing in words, you're thinking. Self-inquiry doesn't describe, it notices. In practice, the more you describe, the more you've shifted from inquiry back into thinking. And the moment you notice you're thinking, you're already back. Just return gently. Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry was radically simple, not because it was vague, but because it refused to cooperate with thinking. It can't be intellectualized, it can't be tracked by the mind, and that's exactly why it works. In the next video, we'll continue clarifying Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry by addressing another misunderstanding that quietly blocks the practice for many people. If this clarified Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry for you, subscribe for the rest of this Ramana Maharshi self-inquiry series. I'm breaking down his methods step by step, without mixing it with other traditions.